Planet Dolan. From peeing in public to smoking a newspaper, the Planet Dolan crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about our weirdest encounters with homeless people. On Danger Dolan today, I'll be on the narrator. Number 10 was submitted by Catloversodafreak. Sid was downtown when he wanted some donuts. He saw a Dunkin' Donuts across the street, but as he tried to cross, a homeless man came up to him and asked for change. Sid said no and tried to walk, but was stopped again, in the middle of the street and traffic, by the man. He asked again, but Sid got angry and told him no. He then crossed the street and went to the Dunkin' Donuts. When he came out, the man went up to him and said, "Hey, can I have a donut?" Sid said,
"No means no."
The man flapped his arms up and down, stomped his feet, and started spitting on the ground. Sid just looked at him as he boarded a bus to go home. Number 9 was submitted by Sarakurashi. One time, Ramona was leaving a Reptile convention when she saw a homeless man yelling at the guard near the entrance. He yelled at the guard to let him in, or he would have Satan chew his head off like tobacco. Ramona quickly ran to her car, then just out of the corner of her eye, she saw the hobo chasing her. He grabbed her arm, took the baby king snake she had bought, and started to run. Luckily, the security guard caught him and returned the snake to her. They arrested him for assault, theft, and possession of illegal drugs. Before he was shoved in the back of the police car, he started yelling things like, "Satan will kill you!" and the snake! He can see through the eyes of the snake!" and other stupid shit. Number 8 was submitted by Killstroke117. Salty Squid was walking down the street with his bike and saw a homeless man. Every day for the next week, the man stared at him as he walked by on the street. One day he saw the man in an alley. He felt bad for him, wanted to give him some money. He stepped into the alley and saw him chanting something as a goat's head sat on the table. Salty Squid made sure to never walk past that alley again. Number 7 was submitted by Maheld Mender 478. When Ghost Toast was in 8th grade, he and his mum got some ice cream from Dairy Queen. Because it was a busy day, all the tables were taken, so they walked a few blocks down the road to an empty bench. Just as they sat down, an old homeless guy with a bottle wrapped up in a paper bag came up from behind them. He laughed and sat down next to Ghost Toast. The man looked at him, then his mum, then Ghost Toast again and said, "Well boy, you feeling the music yet?" He took a big gulp from the bottle, mumbled some incomprehensible gibberish and began to run down the street on all fours, laughing and barking like a dog. Ghost Toast and his mum were so shocked that they didn't notice that their ice cream had melted. Number 6 was submitted by HunterGirl928. Doopy was working the drive-thru at a Goodwill store, helping a customer with his donations when a homeless guy came up to him. He asked, "You got any socks?" Doopy answered,
"You can get some socks inside for a really cheap price."
But he wouldn't go. He said, "But I want free socks." Suddenly he told her how beautiful she was and how her hair seemed smooth to the touch. Then he came up with, "You guys want to smell my feet? They really stink." Doopy was about to get a manager when he started to ask for money. The customer instead grabbed his wallet and pulled out a 5. The homeless man saw the 20 in there and tried to reach for it, but Doopy got in between them and said, "Sir, you need to leave or else I'll get my manager." The guy just looked at her for a moment, took the money the customer gave him and left. The homeless guy didn't go back inside to get socks. He walked a few yards away to some woman who sold him a beer. Number 5 was submitted by FeralRavage. A long time ago, when Mimi was on the bus to go home, a tipsy homeless man stumbled onto the bus. He walked very clumsily and had a crooked grimace on his face. He constantly went from seat to seat, sitting next to people. At one point, he even leaned in close to a lady's face like he was about to kiss her. Everyone, including Mimi, sat in shock and silence. Eventually, he sat across from Mimi and started arguing and yelling at cars passing by like he was delusional. As she was about to leave the bus, Mimi glanced back to see him stroke and lick the bus pole. He said to everyone, "Isn't she beautiful?" Number 4 was submitted by NathanDrakeula. When Legner's 21st birthday came around, he went to a store with his mum and uncle to pick up a cake. As his uncle was going through the self-checkout, Legner suddenly caught the strong scent of urine. He looked behind him without making it look too obvious and saw a homeless guy. The guy came up behind him and slowly put his hands near Legner's head. Then he jittered a bit, did a gesture like he was squeezing Legner's head before slowly pulling his hands away. Legner wasn't sure what to do, so he held in his tears and asked his uncle to leave. Number 3 was submitted by Cloud009. One Friday night, when Hellbent was in college, he and 5 of his friends took a train to a party. After a couple of minutes, the train stopped on the tracks, saying there was a delay. Right after the announcement, a homeless man sitting on the train laughed like a madman. He then pulled out what looked like a newspaper and started smoking it. The car started to smell like a combination of burnt plastic, meat, and something else. The man then started yelling at his own reflection, saying he wanted to rape and fuck everyone on the train. Once the train started up again, Hellbent and his friends got off at the next stop. Last thing he saw was the guy still laughing maniacally, smoking his makeshift joint, blowing smoke at the glass, and then licking it. Number 2 was submitted by DIY Girl 56. Melissa was walking by a Starbucks when she saw a crazy homeless man. He was acting as though he had a dog and was holding it by the leash, bent down to pet his invisible dog and gave it an invisible treat. It was really weird for Melissa to see, but then the man walked to a trash can in front of Starbucks, put his hand in the trash, grabbed a cup and started drinking it. Yummy. Number 1 was submitted by me. What was my weirdest encounter with a homeless person? Well, there was this one time quite a few years ago. I was on the tram and there was this girl in front of me and there was this weird, creepy homeless guy dressed in pretty much rags. He came over to her and he's just like, "Hey, you want to have some sex?" And she's just like, "Oh my god." Like she's like pretending, he doesn't exist, like, "Oh no." And I'm here like, "Oh god, please don't do this." And unfortunately for all of us, he took down his pants and started like squeezing it. Pretty much everyone in the carriage just noped right out at the very next stop, like, not dealing with this, not even gonna think about this ever again. Felt really bad for that girl, and I felt even worse for myself. That was a pretty crap experience. 0 out of 10, absolutely. Huge thanks for the folks over the Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. We have another question for you. What's the coolest thing your best friend has ever done for you?
Let us know in the Reddit page linked below, and you might be featured in a future countdown. Yeah, one of the little audio waves got kinda messed up, so this is me fixing it, but nevertheless, we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!